Hello, beautiful souls. I just finished doing this incredible reading for Taurus, and I had to share this with you because the energy coming through is absolutely remarkable. If you're a Taurus or have strong Taurus placements, please stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just change how you see your love life moving forward. So I'm sitting here with my cards, and I asked the universe specifically about Taurus and this new chapter of love that's about to unfold. The moment I started shuffling, I could feel this gentle but persistent energy, very earthy and grounding, which is so perfectly Taurus. But there was also something different, something lighter and more expansive than usual. The first card that practically jumped out of the deck is the Eight of Wands, and I have to tell you, this caught me completely off guard in the most beautiful way. When we think about love for Taurus, we usually expect those slow, steady, traditional romance cards. But Eight of Wands? This is about swift movement, messages coming in, things accelerating in ways you might not expect. Let me dive deep into what this means for you, Taurus. The Eight of Wands represents rapid communication and sudden developments. But for your love life, this is suggesting that the new chapter isn't going to unfold in your typical Taurus slow and steady manner. Instead, the universe is preparing to fast-track something beautiful into your world. This could manifest as unexpected messages from someone significant, perhaps through social media, dating apps, or even old connections reaching out after a long silence. What's fascinating about this card in your reading is how it challenges your natural Taurus inclination to take things slow. The Eight of Wands is asking you to be open to love arriving in a more spontaneous way than you're used to. Maybe you've been methodically planning how you want your next relationship to unfold, or perhaps you've been taking a very cautious approach to dating. This card is saying that love might bypass all your careful planning and arrive like a lightning bolt of connection. I'm also seeing this card representing travel or distance being significant in your love story. For some of you, this new chapter might involve someone from a different city, state, or even country. For others, it might mean that a relationship will develop quickly through technology, virtual dates, or long-distance communication before you meet in person. The key message here is to stay open to unconventional ways of connecting. The energy around this card is also telling me about timing. Eight of Wands often represents a period of about 8 days, 8 weeks, or the 8th month of the year. Since we're looking at your love life specifically, I'm getting strong August vibes, or perhaps something significant happening 8 weeks from now. Mark your calendars, Taurus, because this timing feels important. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The second card I drew is the Page of Pentacles, and this is where your Taurus energy really starts to shine through, but in an unexpected way. Normally, when we think of pages, we think of beginnings, youthful energy, someone new entering our lives. But the Page of Pentacles is specifically about learning, studying, and approaching something with fresh eyes and dedication. In the context of your love life, this card is suggesting that this new chapter isn't just about meeting someone new, it's about learning a completely different approach to love and relationships. You know how Taurus can sometimes get set in their ways, especially when it comes to what they want in a partner, or how they think relationships should work? The Page of Pentacles is asking you to become a student again. This could mean several things for you. Perhaps you're going to meet someone who teaches you something profound about yourself or about love. Maybe they come from a completely different background, culture, or lifestyle that opens your eyes to new possibilities. Or it could be that you're being guided to literally study relationships, maybe through therapy, reading, workshops, or even observing the healthy relationships around you with new awareness. What I love about this card is how it honors your Taurus nature while asking you to grow. Pentacles are your element, earth energy, practical and tangible. But this page energy is saying that while you're learning something new about love, it's going to be grounded in real, practical experience. This isn't about fantasy or illusion, it's about genuine growth that you can build upon. The Page of Pentacles also suggests that this new chapter of love might start small and grow gradually, which actually does align with your Taurus energy. Even though the Eight of Wands suggested rapid movement, the page is showing that once that initial spark happens, you'll want to nurture and develop it carefully. Think of it like planting a seed that grows into a strong tree, your Taurus specialty. There's also an element of creativity and artistic expression connected to this card. For some of you, this new love might come through creative pursuits, art classes, music, cooking, or other Venus-ruled activities that you naturally love. The person who enters your life might share these interests, or they might inspire you to explore new creative outlets together. Now the third card, and this one made me pause for a moment because it's so perfect yet unexpected. I drew the Five of Cups, and I know what you're thinking. Five of Cups in a love reading doesn't sound positive. But hear me out, because this card is actually bringing such an important message about why you're ready for this new chapter. The Five of Cups is about processing grief, disappointment, and ultimately learning to see what's still good in your life despite what you've lost. In your love context, this card is acknowledging that you've been through some disappointments. Maybe a relationship ended that you thought was going to be your forever person. Perhaps you've experienced betrayal, or you've had your heart broken in a way that made you question if true love really exists for you. But here's what's beautiful about this card appearing in your reading about new love. The figure in the Five of Cups is looking at 3 spilled cups, representing what went wrong, but behind them are 2 cups still standing, representing what's still possible. Taurus, you've been so focused on what didn't work out that you haven't fully recognized that you still have so much love to give and receive. This card is telling me that part of this new chapter involves you finally turning around and seeing those 2 remaining cups. It's about recognizing that your past disappointments have actually prepared you to recognize and appreciate real love when it arrives. You're not the same person you were before those heartbreaks. You're wiser, you have better boundaries, and you know more clearly what you do and don't want in a relationship. The Five of Cups also suggests that you might need to do some final release work before this new love can fully enter your life. This doesn't mean you need to completely get over your past, but rather that you need to make peace with it. Maybe there's forgiveness you need to extend to yourself or to someone else. Perhaps there's a limiting belief about love that you need to let go of. What's particularly significant about this card is how it connects to the other 2. The Eight of Wands swift energy and the Page of Pentacles learning energy are both supported by the wisdom you've gained from your Five of Cups experiences. You're not entering this new chapter naive or inexperienced. You're entering it as someone who knows the value of real love because you've experienced what it looks like when it's absent. The fourth card I pulled is absolutely magnificent, and it's the Queen of Wands. Now this is where your love story gets really interesting, because the Queen of Wands represents confident, passionate, creative energy, but she's fire energy, which is quite different from your typical earth sign approach to love. What this card is telling me is that this new chapter of love is going to awaken a side of you that maybe you haven't fully embraced before. The Queen of Wands is bold, she knows what she wants, and she goes after it. She's magnetic and attractive, not because she's trying to be, but because she's completely comfortable with who she is. Taurus, this card is suggesting that this new love is going to bring out your inner Queen of Wands. Maybe in past relationships, you've been more passive, waiting for the other person to make moves or decisions. Or perhaps you've been so focused on being the stable, reliable one that you haven't allowed yourself to be spontaneous and passionate. This new chapter is asking you to step into your power in a completely different way. This could manifest as you taking more initiative in dating, perhaps being the first to message someone you're interested in, or being more direct about your feelings instead of waiting for the perfect moment. The Queen of Wands energy is also incredibly creative and artistic, so this new love might inspire you to express yourself more fully, maybe through fashion, redecorating your space, or pursuing creative hobbies that make you feel alive. There's also a strong suggestion here that you might be attracting someone who embodies Queen of Wands energy, or someone who brings this energy out in you. This person is likely to be confident, perhaps a leader in their field, creative, and passionate about life. They're not going to be intimidated by your Taurus steadiness. Instead, they're going to find it incredibly attractive and grounding. The Queen of Wands is also known for her loyalty and her ability to create a warm, welcoming environment. In your love reading, this suggests that this new chapter isn't just about romance, it's about creating a partnership where both people can shine. You'll maintain your Taurus gifts of stability and nurturing, while also embracing this more dynamic, passionate side of yourself. What I find particularly beautiful about this card is how it suggests that love is going to make you feel more like yourself, not less. Sometimes we worry that being in a relationship means compromising who we are, but the Queen of Wands energy is saying the opposite. This new love is going to celebrate and encourage all aspects of your personality. The fifth card, and this one really surprised me, is the Two of Swords. Now, in a traditional reading about new love, you might not expect a card about decision-making and feeling stuck between two choices. But in your reading, Taurus, this card is bringing such an important message about the mental and emotional preparation you need for this new chapter. The Two of Swords often represents a situation where you need to make a decision but feel like you don't have enough information, or where you're avoiding making a choice because both options have merit. In your love context, this card is highlighting something really significant about where you are right now, mentally and emotionally. I'm getting the sense that you've been in a kind of relationship limbo lately. Maybe you've been debating whether to focus on your career or put more energy into dating. Perhaps you've been torn between staying single and independent versus opening yourself up to partnership again. Or you might be feeling conflicted between what your head tells you about love and what your heart wants. The Two of Swords is actually a really positive card to see in your reading because it shows that you're being thoughtful and deliberate about love instead of just jumping into something without consideration. This is very typical Taurus energy. You want to make sure you're making the right choice for the right reasons. But here's what this card is really telling you. That period of indecision is coming to an end. The blindfold in the Two of Swords represents the inability to see clearly, but it also represents protection while you gather information and strength. You've been in this protected space, maybe without even realizing it, while the universe aligns everything for your new chapter of love. What's particularly interesting is how this card connects to your other cards. The Eight of Wands suggested that things would move quickly. The Page of Pentacles indicated you'd be learning something new. The Five of Cups showed you processing past disappointments, and the Queen of Wands revealed your emerging confident energy. The Two of Swords is saying that all of this has been happening in your subconscious and emotional world, and now you're almost ready to remove the blindfold and see clearly. This card also suggests that you might soon be faced with a clear choice about love, and unlike previous times when you felt confused or uncertain, this time you'll know exactly what to do. The decision might be about giving someone a chance, committing to someone you've been casually dating, or even choosing to end something that isn't serving you to make space for what's coming. The sixth and final card I drew is the Nine of Pentacles. And Taurus, this card is like a love letter from the universe specifically to you. The Nine of Pentacles represents independence, self-sufficiency, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. In the context of your love reading, this card is saying something absolutely beautiful about the foundation you've built for this new chapter. You know how sometimes people talk about needing to love yourself before you can love someone else, but it can sound like empty advice? The Nine of Pentacles is showing me that you've actually done the work. You've built a life that you genuinely enjoy. You've created financial stability, emotional independence, and a sense of self-worth that doesn't depend on having a partner. This is incredibly significant for your love story because it means you're entering this new chapter from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. The person who enters your life isn't going to be filling a void or completing you, They're going to be adding to an already rich and fulfilling life. This is such a different energy from looking for love because you're lonely or because you think you should be in a relationship. The Nine of Pentacles also represents luxury and refinement, which speaks to your Venus-ruled nature. This new love is going to appreciate and enhance your appreciation for the finer things in life. Maybe you'll discover new restaurants together, travel to beautiful places, or simply enjoy creating a beautiful home environment together. This person is going to understand and share your values around quality over quantity. There's also a strong message here about maintaining your independence even within this new relationship. The Nine of Pentacles woman is shown alone in her garden, but she's not lonely. She's content and fulfilled. This card is assuring you that this new chapter of love won't require you to sacrifice the independence and self-sufficiency you've worked so hard to build. What I find particularly beautiful about this card is how it represents the culmination of a journey. You've done the work of becoming emotionally and financially stable. You've learned from your past experiences with love. You've developed your own interests and friendships, and now you're ready to share this rich life with someone who deserves it. The Nine of Pentacles also suggests that this new love might come through your established interests and activities. Since you've built such a fulfilling, independent life, you might meet this person through activities you already enjoy, maybe at a wine tasting, art gallery, gardening class, or even through your professional network. So let me pull all of this together for you, Taurus. Your new chapter of love is going to be completely different from anything you've experienced before. It's going to start with unexpected speed and communication, represented by the Eight of Wands. You're going to approach it with a student's mind, learning new things about yourself and about love, shown by the Page of Pentacles. This new chapter is built on the wisdom you've gained from past disappointments, acknowledged by the Five of Cups, but it's going to awaken a passionate, confident side of yourself, represented by the Queen of Wands. Any confusion or indecision you've been feeling about love is going to clear up, as shown by the Two of Swords, and you're entering this from a place of complete self-sufficiency and wholeness, represented by the Nine of Pentacles. What makes this reading so special is how it honors both your Taurus nature and your growth beyond it. You're still going to be grounded, practical, and loyal, but this new love is going to bring out sides of yourself that are more spontaneous, passionate, and bold. It's not about changing who you are, it's about becoming more fully who you're meant to be. For those of you who are wondering about timing, the Eight of Wands energy suggests things could start moving as soon as the next few weeks, with significant developments around the 8-week mark or in August. But remember, the Page of Pentacles indicates this will be a learning process, so be patient with yourself and with the situation as it develops. The most important thing I want you to take away from this reading is that you're ready for this new chapter. You've done the work, you've learned from your experiences, and you've built a life that's worthy of great love. When this new person appears, don't second-guess yourself or wonder if you deserve it. You absolutely do. Stay open to love arriving in unexpected ways. Trust your intuition when someone feels right, and don't be afraid to let this new relationship bring out your more passionate, confident side. Your new chapter of love is going to be beautiful, Taurus, and it's going to be everything you've been growing toward.